Hello everyone, welcome to Haley Moon Tarot. Thought I would do a random reading before I start the singles readings for tomorrow. Let's take a look at the energies. Ooh, as I said that out again. Oh, right. Yeah, so we've had some kind of a disappointment here. Five of Swords. Is someone taking a little time out? Somebody here is pinned down by their thoughts, their thinking. This is someone not taking any action. So you could be feeling a little disappointed, but it could be healing from something here. We'll see what's going on. Yeah, so it has to do with long-term stability. Partnering up. Some of you have had a lot of disappointment. I can see it. But I do see someone here not taking action, taking a time out. Yeah, the Ten of Stones is an energy of safety, security, stability. A lot of disappointment. Yeah, we have a person kind of procrastinating here. Maybe comparing one situation to another, but it's a person having a little inner struggle. This is someone having a little inner struggle. It's all internal. You can see they're inside this tent. They're not coming out. It's very internal. Yeah, something here doesn't feel safe. It's likely someone who's been deceived before. I mean, often it's a feeling of defeat. For some people, this can be very powerful and be a feeling of defeat. Yeah, but it's often a lot of disappointment. Something was definitely disappointing. Yeah, page somebody here who keeps you hanging. See, they're not taking action. This could be someone who's got maybe health issues or something too, often with this. Yeah, maybe someone who gets headaches. I don't know. But it's often health issues. But yeah, I do feel there's someone who's keeping you hanging. They're going through a little inner struggle. Should I or shouldn't I? Yeah, they're still manifesting here. See, it's about having everything they need to manifest their desires. But you can see it has with long-term stability. Yeah, this person here, this is someone who doesn't talk a lot, or they're not talking at all. But it's definitely someone keeping someone hanging because they're contemplating. And now either they've been disappointed and they felt defeated before. And it could be someone who's, like I feel, it could be someone with health issues as well. Tell me about the Five of Swords. What happened here? Yeah, so there's that little aha moment, that moment of truth and enlightenment. Yeah. They're not taking any action. I don't know if this person's... It has to do with long-term stability, financial stability, family legacy, family money, weighing the pros and the cons, like should I or shouldn't I? They haven't moved. This person can't move here. And it is someone who's maybe been defeated before, but again, there's that little moment of truth and enlightenment, seeing truth in a situation. Yeah, this is likely something that won't go the distance. It could be just someone who's playing the field. The grass is greener on the other side, too. Yeah, and you can see this is a person planning, preparing. See, it's about providing. See, this is someone who doesn't want to provide anything, or they haven't anything to provide. Yeah. But you know, they're gathering up the tools, the information. It's about manifesting, pre-manifesting, preparing. This is someone not ready. But it does look like, and I wouldn't be surprised too, this is someone playing the field. Because this is often someone who doesn't really know what they want, but it does have to do with attention. But I do feel this is someone who, possibly the grass is greener on the other side. Yeah, it has to do with two people crossing paths. See, it hasn't gone anywhere. This person knows this isn't going to go anywhere. And I think you already know. This is someone at maybe a crossroads in their life too. But it's about crossing paths, coming together, going down this path. They're still contemplating, but it's an energy of pre-manifesting. See, it's telling you to look at what you're manifesting here. Yeah. Tell me about the Ten of Stones. Yeah, so I do feel this is something not going anywhere. It's already over before it goes anywhere. This is somebody who could have had health issues. Maybe they were very ill. Maybe that's why it can't go anywhere. But often it's just an energy of somebody who, like I say, it's over before it gets going. And that's why I feel it's not going anywhere. And I think this person knows too. I don't think this person can provide because I see family money, family legacy. Tell me about the Two of Stones. Yeah, see, we have the Queen of Stones, or the Queen of Swords energy. So some of you are, it's about being wise, being discerning, having that moment of truth. Could be someone who's given someone advice too, telling them this can't really go anywhere. But some of you, it's just yourself, seeing truth, having to make a decision. I think some of you already know. I feel like, and I do feel that it is an inner struggle, this person, and it could be maybe they're struggling, like I say, or there's health issues. I don't feel like that for a lot of people. It's more of just that crossroads. See, it's just sort of sitting on that fence, the crossroads. This is someone kind of between two worlds, between two minds. And I feel it could be the Queen of Blades, between two minds, like with this person. But, I mean, there is an energy where it could. But this is about being wise. Someone who has experience. You've likely experienced this before. So that's why I kind of feel like you already know. Yeah, it's a person who kind of doesn't know what they want. They're probably still playing the fields. Nothing really ever goes anywhere. Yeah, so see, this is someone possibly already seeking out other options, opportunity. I do feel there was possibilities, looking at the possibility, but it hasn't moved. Nothing's moved. I think it's over before it begins. Because I do think it has, and it could be someone, often this is an energy of family money, family legacy, but it's about providing. See, this is someone here maybe can't provide. Maybe you know this already, the truth. Yeah, if not, it's someone telling someone the truth, enlightening them. Yeah, there is opportunity. I think it's somebody here seeking other opportunities. See, it has to do with someone between two worlds. It's neither here nor there. Someone's about two minds. They see opportunity. They know a good thing when they see it. But I do think they also know. Yeah. So it has to do with moving on. It has to do with change. And it could be someone here who, like I say, it never goes anywhere. It could be someone who comes back around, but it's an energy of change. So I think some of you know the truth. You're going to move on. If this is and I do think some of you have just crossed paths with this person recently. Yeah, this is something that changes someone forever here too. But it is an energy of, I feel, moving on. Seeking other options, opportunities. I think this is someone who's already moved on. They don't really know what they want though. Like the grass is always greener, playing the field. Someone who's not really sure what they want. And I do feel, now if this person was very ill at some point here too, maybe they almost died. I don't know. I've seen this in a couple other readings, where they see the world differently. But I feel this is some of you know it's time to move on. I think this person's already moved on. Yeah, see, it's over. A painful period in someone's life being over, but this is the energy of seeing truth too. See, it's finished. It's already done. Yeah, it could be someone who's not finished with someone else too. They may have choices, or they keep going back to someone. But yeah, there's an energy of someone kind of seeing truth in the situation, see why something isn't going anywhere. It could be a person who's not finished with someone else, and I wouldn't be surprised with this energy. Yeah, we have the Queen of Pentacles, pre-manifesting, preparing. I feel like you're prepared regardless, but I feel like you don't really see a future with this person. Like I say, it's over. And there is truth. It could be someone telling you a truth about this person, but this is about making a choice. See, comparing one person to another. This person could be doing that, but the page of wands is, or the page of cups is someone who's always not sure. See, they're not talking. Maybe they're shy, they lack confidence, whatever it is, or it's someone who makes up an excuse. Be somebody who's not over something here. But it is the finish line. See, some of you are already moving on yourself. I don't think this is going anywhere. It's an energy of someone between two worlds. I don't think they can make up their mind. I don't think they're taking any action. And the Queen of Stones is someone who looks ahead, plans, and prepares. Yeah. I feel like you already know. Some of you, I feel, have already decided. Yeah, you're just going to move on. Yeah, see, moving towards something new. See, this is where the sun starts to shine. The painful period in your life is over. It's all about planning, preparing, looking ahead. It's all about what you're manifesting. Yeah, some of you may have entered a situation that wasn't going anywhere, and it could be just sort of where this is at now, but the Ace of Swords is all about that truth. Seeing truth, yeah. It's a person who lacks confidence. This is also an energy of some of you teaching someone how you want to be treated. You may have decided to end a situation because it's not going anywhere. So this is someone who often cuts someone out or just ends a situation, teaching someone how you want to be treated. Yeah, but it is an energy of kindness and compassion. So I do feel, like I say, I do think it's sort of a forgiveness energy and just letting it go. Yeah. Some of you definitely are getting out and socializing, being social, friends, family. Like I say, this is someone here, I feel, who has, the grass is always greener. They don't really know what they want. They're still playing the field. They're pinned down by their thoughts. They can't make a decision. So this is someone who makes a decision for someone and ends it. But see, this is all about, there's good news. So there's some sort of good news here. See, it's what you're manifesting. You're manifesting what you desire. And I don't think some of you see a future here. But the future is looking bright. I do see this new, and I do see clarity. See, seeing things very clearly. It's likely where you've experienced this before. Yeah. Yeah. See, it's over before it even goes anywhere. See, it's over before it starts. But this is an energy of good news. See, people socializing, getting together. There could be someone here giving advice, or this person has choosing you or someone else. Someone may have chosen another person. Yeah. See, there it is. Two of Vessels, friends of friends. So there could be some friends of friends here. But this is about two people talking, connecting. Some of you will have a new person coming in. I do think this is something finished here. And you will rise like the phoenix from the ashes as well. Wow, tell me about new. Let's have a look. Let's focus on the new. What's new here? What's new? So what we have here is the Six of Cups energy. It's a little crush, a little longing for love. But I think some of you are just reminiscing about the situation too. This is it's about applying those lessons too. But you can see, I think this is an energy of reminiscing about a situation, seeing truth in a situation. Yeah, some of you do have other options coming in too. See, a fresh new start, new opportunities coming in. See, it's all about focusing forward. I do think you're going to make a connection with someone in your social circle. I mean, it's possible this person's in your social circle, or there's someone that they're dating and this is why it can't go anywhere. It's very possible with this. Tell me about this Ace of Cups. Why is the Ace of Cups here? This is someone's cup runneth over. This is an offer, an invitation, a resurgence in love. Beautiful. Yeah, look at that. This is just an energy of reflecting, romanticizing, reflecting on the past. It's time to leave the past behind. See, this is about going down a new path. I think we have a person who's going to take a leap of faith here. If you're doing online dating, social media, connecting with people, you may decide to get off it. It's all about getting out into the world. Yeah. So there is change moving on. So there's change coming. And I could be some of you with that realization. This is someone who's never going to change. It could be that as well. But this is where someone creates that change. See, looking forward, someone's pre-manifesting, preparing. Some of you are very much prepared for whatever comes your way, I feel too. But you are going to make a connection. Tell me about this connection. Yeah, so I do see people getting together, a gathering. There's a reason to celebrate. Yeah, it's a strong financial foundation. Some of you live alone, but it's an energy of getting out there. See, some of you are going to get out there because whatever this happened, I don't know, maybe it kind of got you thinking it's time to get out there, time to socialize. But there's people here connecting, friends of friends. Some of you have been focusing on that, or you have supportive friends. But I do feel this energy of reflecting on it, leaving something behind here. Yeah, because someone here is not reciprocating. And this is often someone who doesn't want to put themselves in a position of being taken advantage of. So some of you have been taken advantage of before, or this person's thinking that. Yeah, see, looking before you leap. Yeah, because I feel this is someone who can't really provide anything. I do see family money, family home, and I've been seeing this in someone else's where everything is all within the family, and or they can't provide. But I only see that for a few people. It's more of, I do see someone selling a home, possibly even buying a new home. So that's interesting. But it's all about not, someone who doesn't reciprocate. They're not communicating, or they're tossing breadcrumbs. But this is all about the Queen of Pentacles looking forward, planning, preparing. It's about what you're manifesting, someone who reciprocates. See, this is someone who's not reciprocating. If you're reaching out to them, I feel they're not. But I do think this is somebody I do think they kind of contemplated if they should reach out or not. I think you're already done with this. And I do think it could be someone who maybe just come apart from someone, and maybe now that's over. I mean, it is possible they could come forward, but I feel some of you have already kind of decided it's not going to go anywhere, because it has to do with someone who doesn't reciprocate, or they keep someone hanging. See, it's at that energy where you've experienced that before, someone who tosses breadcrumbs, hints, or they just don't follow through. So you're basically already seeing who this person is. Yeah. Interesting energy. Six of Stones. It's about not putting yourself in a position of being taken advantage of, and maybe that's what this person's being told. Queen of Pentacles is stable. So somebody who often has their own home, or at least a strong financial foundation. But this is friends of friends. So there's something about friends or friends. I do think there is someone who is interested in you, but I feel like you're finished with this. You have someone coming in to offer up a cup. They're going to reach out here. So I definitely can see that fresh new start, that opportunity and invitation. Yeah, and I see the Ace of Pentacles here, but see, it has to do with someone who makes a commitment. See, you've got someone who didn't make any kind of commitment, and that's why I feel this is someone who doesn't really know what they want. They likely just seen an opportunity because you cross paths, but that's where I feel it's a situation that's just not moving. But I do see another opportunity coming in. See, there was no foundation. They didn't really make any kind of commitment. And I do think there's someone around you who's going to reach out. They're going to build that foundation. See, there was nothing built here. No foundation. So there's no growth. It's already over before it goes anywhere. This is where I feel somebody here who may never change. Yeah. But like I say, this is the Queen of Pentacles rising like the phoenix from the ashes. Who's the person coming in? Who's offering up the pentacle? Who's offering the pentacle? Somebody who wants to build. Wow. See, it's equal give and take. It's two people who provide for each other. So some of you have a choice. And I do feel if you're choosing, nothing compares, because it's someone who puts in effort. They build that foundation. See, and I feel that moment, this is someone who never really put any effort in. So they didn't really want to build. That's why it can't go anywhere. There's no growth. Because that's what it's all about. No effort, no growth. But this actually looks good. And I do see the sun shining. I see clarity. I see happiness and joy. The start of something new. I don't know who it is, but we have an Empress. Yeah, the Empress is definitely someone rising like the phoenix from the ashes. I think this is just wisdom. You've experienced this before. You're just applying that. But this is about looking forward. See, it's just two people who are on different paths. More than likely, you're not on the same path. You're not at the same level. But there it is. It's about building, looking forward. So I do feel like you're about to receive from someone here. I don't know. It's not showing who it is. And someone who's been checking you out, looking at things from a different perspective. Yeah, someone around you, your neighborhood, in your world, in your social circle. Yeah, you got a person here who's been there pre-manifesting, preparing. This person could come back around. They could. But I still feel some of you are finished. You're already looking out there, and I do feel like you're going to receive. Some of you may have a couple people reaching out, but this is that energy of assessing a situation, moving forward to see if the coast is clear, to see if it's safe. And I kind of feel like it's probably coming from the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, and I do feel like it's all about whether a situation's safe, whether it's going to go anywhere, because there is this assessment. And I feel that's why I feel some of you're just open to other offers. I do see you receiving an offer, an opportunity from someone who's been checking you out. Online dating, social media. Yeah, so someone definitely tempering their passions, emotions. There's an energy of patience. So it has to do with, and that's where I kind of feel when you have a person who, doesn't really, they see opportunity. And I do feel there was opportunity here, but I feel it's about seeking other opportunity. I think you have a person who already is. But I feel for as far as what's coming towards you, because that cup's coming. Someone who's different than usual type, and it could be a realization they're not really your type anyway. Very practical, sensible, just staying grounded. So I don't think there's a future with someone here. Yeah, but I do feel that there are choices. Someone who's different than usual type, or someone sees you that way. One thing about the Empress knows their worth. So it is an energy of someone who's going to reach out. Yeah, you got someone who's more, see, it's a person who lacks confidence. So you've got a person who's bold, they're confident, they know what they want, they're not afraid of going for it. They're going to take a leap of faith. The other person's not a risk taker. But I also see the Queen of Pentacles too. If you're in that energy, it's about looking before you leap. Yeah, but I do think it's where you're going here. It's an energy of change. It's time for change. But I like this King of Wands. Now, they could be anyone. Aries, Leo, Sag. It's just an energy someone's in. They could be Scorpio. But it's all about someone taking that leap of faith. It's a person who knows what they want. They know where they're going. Interesting. So if you got that person, I feel, who's made up excuses that they're not communicating, that's done. Yeah, see, it's all about the lack. See, there was something lack of confidence. This person's confident. So this is someone who's different than your usual type. Interesting. Yeah, there's definitely a curiosity. Someone's very curious. See, shining a light, looking for clarity. So someone who's checking someone out. They're probably talking to people about you. So there is somebody of interest here. So it's whatever it is you're manifesting with that Empress energy. But I think you're different than their usual type. It could be this person coming back around. I wouldn't be surprised. With the World here, see, the table's turning. But it has to do with this, whatever's happened before. And that's where I feel some of you have experience. You've experienced this before. That's why I feel like it's not going anywhere. There was lack, negativity, lack of money. I feel they can't provide anything. But just watch out for someone who's an opportunist, who's only interested in what you can provide. And it could even be this person, so they make up an excuse. And it could be because they have nothing. See, the lack, money issues. See, the Queen of Pentacles is someone stable. But it's all about choices here, and I do think you're going to choose wisely. Someone here is talking to people. They're curious. See, this is someone wanting to learn. They're talking to people. See, some of you have already done this. Maybe you've learned something about this person. Yeah, they definitely got issues. I can feel that one person has issues, and that's why I feel kindness, compassion, forgiveness, but I feel like you're moving on. It's a person who lacks confidence. Yeah, and you can see a judgment making a decision. See, it's someone who doesn't step up to the plate. So this is where I feel like you have to make a decision. And if both of these people happen to come around, they both reach out. So it's an energy of talking to people, curiosity. It's somebody who wants to know everything about you, where the other person doesn't share much. They don't tell you much, or they don't reciprocate or answer your questions, whatever it may be. Yeah, but there it is. It's a stranger, someone around you. I do feel it's a curious stranger. Someone who's kind of, just calm. They have confidence, self-control. But this could be yourself tempering your words, your thoughts, if you're pinned down by your thoughts. And I do think some of you probably are going to have that little moment of truth. Yeah, the Page of Blades. A curious stranger. Someone around you, your social circle, a friend of a friend. Yeah, your neighborhood. Yeah, we see the star. So this is an energy of hope. See, someone's looking to see if the feelings are mutual, but there's mutual people, mutual friends. This is why this other one's not going anywhere. There's a person who's confident, bold, they know what they want. So the other person lacks confidence, and that's why this isn't going anywhere. There's people who know people, but it's an energy of a person sees, and I do feel with this energy, this can't go anywhere. This isn't in your best interest. But the interesting thing is this other person's looking to see, they want to know everything. It's about learning, about mutual friends. So there's definitely somebody who feels very hopeful. See, you're just not in alignment with someone. It's like two people who you're on different paths. And that's the issue. So here's the energy of this moving forward, being on the same page. And now the Queen of Wands is here. See the King and Queen of Wands? That energy's been coming out a fair bit lately. And it's just you can look at the signs if you want, Aries, Leo, Sag energies. But like I say, this is an energy of someone who also knows what they want. This is someone looking forward. So I feel some of you have changed your focus onto someone else here. That's likely what's happening. See, it's just not, it's over. It's done. It's not going anywhere. It's time to move on. Yeah, see, there's a lot of, I just feel it's a person who lacked. They didn't step up to the plate. This other person, someone who's confident, they'll step up to the plate. Yeah. So this is just being wise. And I like it because it shows thinking. It shows it's time to put an end to a situation. You're finished. You're done. Some of you, and I do see that energy of someone kind of being fed up a little bit too. Maybe even teaching someone how you want to be treated because they procrastinate. Or someone's juggling, make up excuses. It's always listen to the story someone tells you when the Page of Cups comes in. Always listen to the story. And that's how I feel because of the things you've experienced or what someone may be telling you. Yeah. Someone's out of here big time. Rising like the Phoenix, the King and Queen of Wands. See, and it's either one of you is doing this, but this is two people who know what they want. See, there's hope here. See, you're in alignment more with this person. They're probably more your type. But someone here, nobody wants somebody who isn't confident. I mean, you can take a person who's shy, and often if you build them up and you're patient, they can become confident. But I do feel like you got a person who's pretty apprehensive here. Yeah, but it's telling you to assess the situation because the Empress is here. So we have all these energies assessing this. Yeah, I feel like you see this just can't move. And there's no growth because it's someone who hasn't made any commitments. See, they haven't followed through. They haven't stepped up to the plate. This is someone who's stepping up to the plate because they know what they want. They've already figured out what they want. Take care. See you soon.